For every 100 homes listed today, 24 get pulled off the market. That's a 57% surge in sellers just giving up. And the real question now is why? After helping tons and tons of families buy and sell, I've never seen this kind of seller retreat. And today I'm going to break down what's actually shifting the stride. Hey guys, I'm Kelsea Revelos, and if you're thinking about buying or selling in the next 6 months, what's happening right now is going to directly impact your strategy. Like I said, expired listings jumped by more than half compared to last year. And that kind of jump tells you something major has shifted in how this market works. We went from a market where almost everything sold to one where many sellers are saying forget it and just walking away. And you know what's even more surprising? These sellers aren't stressed or desperate. Most of them have owned their homes for so long that they're sitting on a big cushion of value or equity. They bought years ago and have locked in rates under 4%, and when they list their home and don't get the number they want, they just pull the listing. They choose to wait instead of negotiating. I'm seeing it happen right in front of me. A seller lists at $450,000 because that's what their neighbor got last spring. Buyers tour it, but nobody writes an offer at that price. 30 days go by, 60 days. Then instead of dropping the price by $20,000, which feels like losing, they just take it off the market and say, we'll try again next year. And when we get to the buyer playbooks later, I'll show you how you can use this trend to negotiate thousands in concessions. Data from the Kansas City Regional Association for Realtors for October 2025 shows pending sales dropped 2.4% for existing homes and 7.4% for new construction compared to the month before. More deals are stalling before they even close, and this creates a strange cycle. Buyers see homes sitting and assume something's wrong with them. Sellers get frustrated because they remember when homes sold in 3 days with multiple offers. At the end of the day, both sides are stuck thinking about a market that no longer exists, and that gap in expectations is creating some big splits in how different homes are performing. The truth is that some homes still fly off the market while others collect dust for months, and that gap is getting wider. Understanding why matters whether you're buying or selling. Hot homes, the ones priced right and showing well, still sell for about 2% over asking in under a week. But that 33-day median is hitting a much bigger split. The median days on market for Kansas City climbed to 33 days, up from 27 days earlier this year. And the thing is, that number is an average. Plenty of homes still sit for 60, 90, or even 120 days. So why is this happening? First, pricing. The market punishes overpricing way more than it did 2 years ago. If you're off by even $10,000 or $15,000, buyers skip your listing. They've got options now. Inventory's up over 10% year over year, so buyers can afford to be picky. And those builder incentives I'm covering in a few minutes make buyers even pickier about resale pricing. Second, condition matters more. Buyers are doing full inspections and walking away when they find issues. 4 years ago, buyers would have waived the inspections just to win the house, but not anymore. Thirdly, buyers are way more selective. With inventory higher and rates still in the mid-sixes, they're careful. They're touring 5 or 6 homes before writing an offer. They're negotiating repair credits. They're asking for closing cost help. And when a home doesn't check all the boxes, they walk away without thinking twice. Transaction cancellations across the country hit 15.1% in August. That's buyers backing out after going under contract. Sometimes it's inspection issues. Sometimes it's financing. Sometimes it's just cold feet. Getting to contract doesn't mean the deal is done. And you know what's making all of this worse? Sellers are pricing based on old information. Now, let's get back to a topic that's a little sensitive for most sellers. That $35,000 price drop from July to October, most sellers haven't updated their thinking to match it, and it's costing them months on the market. In July, the median sales price was $325,000, and homes were selling about 35 days. Fast forward to October, the median sales price dropped to $290,000, and days on market settled at 33. But sellers remember their neighbor getting $340 in July, so they listed at $350, thinking they'll get even more. Then it sits and eventually cut the price, but by then, buyers are wondering what's wrong with the house. Right now, about 21% of homes for sale have had a price reduction. And the surprising part is that those price cuts average around $10,000 to $15,000. Sellers are lowering the prices, but often not enough to actually move the needle. Price for today's market, not last season's. Pull comps from the last 30 days. Look at what's actually closing, not what was listed. What sold in July isn't what's selling now. And outdated comps aren't the only thing that resale sellers are fighting against. Over 66% of home builders nationwide are offering sales incentives right now. That's the highest rate since 2019, and it's completely changing the game for resale sellers who thought they could just match the builder's list price. Here in Kansas City, I'm seeing builders offer 2-1 buy-down programs where your rate in year 1 can drop to 2.75%. Some are giving $10,000 to $25,000 in closing cost credits. Others are adding free upgrades, design credits, extended warranties, pretty much anything to get buyers in the door. One local builder is advertising up to $25,000 in incentives that can go toward closing costs, rate buydowns, or price reductions. Another one's promoting 5.625% rates on 5/1 ARMs. This matters for a simple reason. Let's say you're a buyer choosing between a $550,000 resale home and a $560,000 new build. On paper, the resale home looks much cheaper, but when the builder offers a 2-1 buydown that drops your payment by $682 a month in year 1, suddenly the new build costs less per month than the resale home. In the condo market, I'm breaking down shortly. Builder competition is hitting that segment even harder. And get this, New construction median prices in Kansas City actually dropped this year. In July, new homes were at $500,000, and by October they increased to $525,000, though with some volatility month to month. So builders are cutting prices and offering massive incentives. Resale sellers can't compete with that unless they're willing to drop their price a lot or offer their own concessions. And most sellers don't want to do that because it feels like they're losing. Buyers shopped based on monthly payment, not just sticker price. A $25,000 price reduction on a resale home might lower the payment by $123 a month. A builder-funded rate buy-down costing $12,000 can lower the payment by $682 a month. The math isn't even close. Now, if you think resale sellers have it tough, here's one property type that's facing even bigger headwinds. That extra $470 a month in HOA fees and insurance, it's the hidden cost that's pushing buyers right out of the condo market, even when the list price looks affordable. HOA dues keep climbing. Nationally, median HOA fees hit $143 a month in April, up from $126 the year before. Here in Kansas City, I'm seeing HOA dues set at 20 cents per square foot, which means a 1,000 square foot condo is paying $200 a month. Some older buildings are way higher. Insurance is another problem. The average homeowner's insurance in Missouri costs about $2,829 a year, which is 17% higher than the national average of $2,422. Kansas isn't better, with average costs at $3,463 a year, which is 43% higher than the national average. Those costs have been trending up, but condo and townhome owners feel it more because they're already paying HOA dues on top of their insurance. So let's do the math. You're a buyer looking at a $249,000 condo with a $200 HOA fee and $270 a month in insurance. That's an extra $470 a month on top of your mortgage payment. Suddenly, the condo costs the same per month as a $280,000 single-family home without an HOA. Buyers are figuring this out, and when they run the numbers, a lot of them are saying, I'd rather pay a little more upfront for a house where I control the maintenance costs. Around here, condos and townhomes are taking $4,000 to $10,000 less than asking price on average. Median days on market for condos range from 15 days in the urban core to over 50 days in other areas. Buyers have leverage here, and they're using it. On top of that, buyers are doing deeper homework. They're reviewing HOA financial documents, checking for special assessments, and looking at reserve funds. If they see red flags, like parking fees piling up, deferred maintenance, or a looming special assessment, they walk. If you're selling a condo or townhome, the all-in monthly cost is what's scaring buyers away. But even beyond property type, the market is splitting in some clear ways by price range, and knowing where your home fits makes all the difference. The $400,000 to $600,000 range is selling in half the time it takes the $600,000 to $900,000 range. That's not a small difference, and it tells you exactly where buyer demand is focused right now. I'm talking $400,000 to $600,000. Active, this is the sweet spot. Well-priced, move-in ready homes in this range are selling in 15 to 28 days. Johnson County hit a median price of $465,000 in July, up 6% year over year. This range is fueled by trade-up buyers with value built into their homes and first-time buyers really stretching their budgets. And $600,000 to $900,000, slower. This is where things get sticky. Days on market in this range average 44 to 47 days. Price cuts are becoming normal. Buyers here have serious monthly payment sensitivity because with rates around 6.3%, they're looking at $4,200 a month plus before taxes and insurance. And you'll want to remember this mid-tier slowdown when we get to seller playbooks because your pricing plan has to be completely different in this range. Here's the thing, they can often find new construction in this range with builder incentives that lower their payment in a big way. So resale sellers are competing not just on price, but on affordability. Now, $1 million plus is steady. The luxury segment is holding up better. Most luxury homes sit on the market 38 to 50 days, and the sale to list ratio stays close to the asking price. Why? Because they're cash buyers. Nearly 1 in 3 repeat buyers nationwide are paying all cash, and these buyers fill the luxury market. They aren't worried about rates. They aren't stretching to afford the payment. They're looking for the right house, and when they find it, they buy. The mid-tier is feeling the most pressure because buyers are payment sensitive and have the most choices. The lower tier is still active because there's pent-up demand and limited supply. And the upper tier is stable because cash buyers protect it from rate sensitivity. So knowing all this, what should you actually do if you're in the market right now? Anything sitting 60 plus days is basically waving a let's negotiate flag at buyers. This is how to take advantage of everything we've covered so far. For buyers, look for stale listings. The longer a home sits, the more motivated a seller becomes. Don't be afraid to offer a little less. Worst case, they say no, or they counter. Negotiate concessions. Sellers are offering $5 to $10,000 in closing cost credits all the time. Some will cover repairs, some will throw in a home warranty, just ask. The worst they can say is no, but right now most sellers are willing to negotiate because they know the other option is the house doesn't sell and it just sits even longer. Don't skip inspections. In 2021, buyers waived inspections to win bidding wars, and that's over. You have leverage now, so use it. Do a full inspection, and if you find problems, negotiate repair credits or walk if the seller won't move. Compare new construction payment options. Don't dismiss new builds as too expensive based on price alone. Run the numbers on what a 2-1 buy-down does to your monthly payment, and think about lower maintenance costs in the first few years. You might be surprised. Now for sellers, price within 30-day realities. Pull comps from the last 30 days. Look at closed sales, not active listings. If similar homes are selling for 300 grand, don't list at 325 because you just need that number. The market doesn't care what you need. It cares what buyers are willing to pay. Invest in preparation, potentially stage your home. Deep clean, fix the small stuff. Buyers are touring 5 to 6 homes before choosing one, and if your home doesn't show as well as the others, they'll move on. Build in flexibility. Expect buyers to ask for closing cost help. Expect inspection talks. Expect repair requests. And if you go all in with an all or nothing mindset, you'll watch your home sit. Buyers have options now and they're using them. Understand your competition. If builders in your area are offering 20 grand in incentives plus rate buydowns, your resale home has to compete on price, condition, location, or some mix of those. You can't match the builder's price and expect to win. You need to offer something they cannot. Maybe a better lot, an established neighborhood, mature trees, or a lower price that makes up for the lack of incentives. These strategies work because they match what's actually going on in the market right now, not what worked 2 years ago. And if you use them in the next month, you'll be ahead of everyone else who's still waiting for the old market to come back. The sellers giving up and the buyers waiting on the sidelines, they're both missing the window. This normal phase is where the smartest moves happen before everyone else figures it out. If you're ready to buy or sell in Kansas City, email me at Kelsea@lakewoodhomesandland.com. No matter which side you're on, with the right strategy, you can still make a great deal. And to do that, you can lean on someone who studies this market every single day. And you know what? That's exactly what I focus on every day. So don't hesitate, reach out. I'd love to help you. And if you're seriously considering moving here, you need to see this. I'm breaking down 6 Kansas City suburbs set to take off in 2026, where to buy before prices rise, and which neighborhoods are making $200 million bets on new roads and growth. Check out the video on the screen now before this window closes. If this helped, don't forget to hit subscribe so you catch every Kansas City market update. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.